Welcome everybody to the Digital Foyer. My name is Noreen and I'm here with Deacon David.
Hello.
And with Father Alex. Oh, Father Alex found this. All right, I found him in the middle of the week and I put him on top of the hand sanitizer bottle.
Oh, really? Has he been hand sanitized before I put this on my hand? Okay, so he's safe.
Totally safe.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I just saw this on the Welcome Center. This is T-Rex.
Nice.
There we go.
Some child has left Father Alex.
Yeah, if you know who this belongs to, it belongs to me now. So if you know who this belongs to, come by and pick it up at St. Benedict.
Oh my goodness. All right, I'm just checking here in the chat to see if there's any questions that have come up in particular before they. Oh, my mic's off.
Oh, Noreen's mic is off.
Yeah. Hey.
All right.
And
there we
this
go.
might make it a little bit easier.
There.
Yeah.
Hear me now?
Now everyone can hear you?
There we go.
No?
No, still no.
Still no.
All right.
I'm gonna turn on
Okay,
the
we're working on Noreen's mic, so we'll get that working. But anyway, David.
Yes.
Deacon David, that's your name. Not Father David. Deacon.
I am
This
a father.
is Deacon
No, I
David.
am
In
a
case
father.
you haven't, not Father David. As indicated by his what do you call this? A dalmatic.
Dalmatic.
Right. We've talked about this before. You wear a dalmatic.
I have arms.
I wear a chasuble, slightly different. If you want to check it out.
Father Alex
kind of
has
side
no
by
arms.
side. Yeah. You've got sleeves.
Okay.
Indicates a deacon.
Can you hear me from the bonus mic? Am I on there? No. Well, this will be interesting because this one here is red.
Oh, you can. Yes.
Okay, there we go.
Thumbs up? No, thumbs down.
Thumbs down.
Kelly's giving thumbs up. Okay, we're good.
Okay, all right, there we go. Now I gotcha.
Climbing.
Okay, questions that are coming in from the Digital Foyer. Someone wants to know when Christmas season is officially over. Because if, like, you think about it, right, there's the sense of, you hear the song, the 12 Days of Christmas, but
Right.
Father Simon was talking about the octave, and I was talking with Peter Tanya, who's our choir director for the 4
Right.
p.m., but he's also Eastern Orthodox, and he says that Christmas is January 7th. So,
Yeah, well, there's varying opinions and traditions, right?
Yeah.
Because we have what's called a liturgical calendar, and it's the church calendar for the seasons and the times and the feast days, and that changes over time, right? There was a previous pre-Vatican II liturgical calendar that had a longer Christmas season. We celebrate the octave of Christmas in the current liturgical current Christmas season, but many people, like my mom, we would keep the Christmas tree up until baptism of the Lord. And on baptism of the Lord, that's when the tree comes down. That's when kind of Christmas season is over. So there's kind of like, there's the official 8 days of Christmas where we celebrate Christmas. Then there's kind of another week or so where you can continue to celebrate the Christmas season. But yeah, it's not like a really hard or fast rule on that. So
that's great.
Yeah.
That's great. Okay. I'm losing something. That's all right. I don't need that anyway. Different kinds of questions, I guess. One of them, just about that idea of epiphany. I've got to say, like, I don't even know how to put it in words, Deacon David, the way that you share your heart. That, even just the idea of an epiphany is an illuminating discovery. It's something that can only be given to us. We can ask for it, but it can only be given. And was wondering, we got to hear one of yours. I was wondering if we could, if there's an illuminating discovery. Now, I know that's a hard one to go on, like you almost want a moment to think. So while you're thinking, I made a decision. I asked Jesus if I could follow him when I was 16. And it was about 2 weeks before Christmas. So that very first Christmas, family Christmas Eve, we got the cups of tea going. I'm 16, I've got a brother. My mom and my dad go upstairs at the end of, to go to sleep. And I'm by myself. We've got the CBC radio going, and it's playing all the traditional Christmas carols. And as it's playing these carols, and I've got this cup of tea, it was like the first time in my life that I ever heard the words. I mean, this had been like background of every shopping experience for 6 weeks before Christmas, and I'd never heard them. And I couldn't move from the spot. I didn't go to bed that night. I just stood up. The tea slowly drunk until it was this little cold bit in the bottom. Amazed by, yet in thy dark street shineth the everlasting light. The hope and fear of all the years is met in thee tonight. And this is Christ the King. You know, it just,
That's awesome.
yeah.
That's cool. No, I love that. I think that's a great example of what David was saying in his homily, right? Like, you asked Jesus if you could follow him, and then you had this sort of epiphany experience.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like what you were talking about. Like, you know, sometimes Father Bob, the founder of our community, used to tell he was a high school teacher for a long time, religion teacher. He used to say, like, here's a prayer, like, God, if you're real, show me, you know? Like, give me that epiphany, because, and I find, you know what, like, I need sort of these epiphany moments and experiences all the time, like, and that's why I have, like, that's part of why regular prayer time is so important, to sit in prayer, and sometimes it's kind of like waiting for an encounter with God. Sometimes my whole prayer time is just waiting on the Lord for him to do something in me. So it's just, I love that sort of, that great expression of that epiphany, and then, or that even asking God for the epiphany, then it happening, and then it affecting the direction of your life.
It changes things.
Yeah.
Yeah, that idea, an illuminating discovery, and it changes things. Like, just blows my mind. Eric, another question. When does the bell outside ever get rung? We have a bell outside our church, and I've always kind of wondered, because I don't think I've ever heard it. I've been coming here, you know, like, what, 2016? I've never heard it ring. What's with the bell?
Did you ever hear, there was a little storybook I used to read every time at Christmas when I was a kid growing up. I can't remember the name, but it was like, if you could hear the bell, it's because you still believed in Santa Claus. But if you can't hear the bell...
Polar Express by Chris Van Allsburg.
Of course, right? So if you can't hear the bell, maybe it's because you don't believe in Santa Claus anymore.
Oh, I don't know about that.
No, it says it's a non-functioning bell. So it's...
It does. I know there's a computer that works it. Paul Lang was on staff here. I had a special request as a part of a wedding. This was, I think, in 16 or 17. They wanted the bells rung as they sort of went out the front door. So Paul worked a miracle that he had to be here. He had to press the button downstairs on the computer to be able to ring those bells specifically when they walked out the door. It was a big ask, but you know, Paul's a miracle worker, so just like Peter. And we were able to do it for them. That's the one time that I've heard those bells.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's like a speaker up there, and there's set up electronic.
So it's a recording of a bell.
So you can't we don't actually have like Quasimodo who will run out and you know, kind of ring the bell. So.
I love the bells in Mass. Just that feeling every time they ring, like there's this you get to kneel. Anyway, they're cool. Another question is, do you guys have any New Year's resolutions?
Too many to count. I'm working through a list. Every year I try and like go through this sort of process of spending time in prayer, like review my last year, what went well, what didn't go well, what were my big failures, what were my big wins, and then look at the new year, what do I want to accomplish, and what are some habits? Because I find habits really ultimately, it's not goals that change direction in life, like it's the habits, right? It's the daily decisions that become part of life. So I'm in the process of making some of those. So I want to get back. That daily examine at the end of the day is so important, and I've fallen away from that. So that's one of my 2021 habits to build.
Daily examine.
And do you have any?
I just live such a good, clean life that I really don't need any. Which is not true.
I was going to say, Deacon David has arrived. This is your model, right? This is, if you want to.
Not true at all.
This is what it looks like right here, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm not a big proponent of that. Because most of them are kicked to the curb by January 30th anyway. So no, I don't.
Do you have any kind of 2021 goals?
I don't even have. You know what? Christmas is usually such a whirlwind that I don't even have a time to think about the new year until like now. So I guess I could start thinking about it now and try to figure out something. Yeah, and I usually do. If anything, it's not so much resolutions, but I'll often come before God and pray and ask if there's a word that He wants me to focus on this year.
I've heard about that.
Yeah.
It's very cool. Very powerful.
It's been actually amazing. And sometimes I figure out that word in community rather than just by myself. I share it with a friend and we talk about it. I'll say, I kind of feel this, but it doesn't hit right. And my friend will sometimes come up with the word for me.
Cool.
Yeah. But I like that more than resolutions.
I'm going to take more naps, I think.
More naps.
Yeah, it's also on my list. Take more naps.
More
I think everyone, the whole world needs to take more naps in 2021, I think. Everyone would benefit.
I'm gonna make that a resolution.
Yeah,
then.
there we go.
Yeah, to learn how to take naps.
Are you a napper?
No.
You're not a napper.
I have
Come
a
on.
really hard
I'll teach you
time.
everything I know, Noreen.
Perfect.
I've already infected Father Simon. He never
Yes,
napped.
exactly.
Now,
All
sort
right.
of, it's part of his routine, so I can help you out with that.
Okay, all right, that's
Teach you
good, because I
things.
definitely need to figure that out. All right, now someone had a question on the idea, I guess because we were talking about the wise men and the oils. They asked what the initials mean on the bottles of oils. Now, I was sitting back here listening to you guys, and I thought, what are they even talking about? And I went and snuck back, and sure enough, there's these bottles of oil over here, and they're made out of like this lovely crystal, and carved into the crystal are letters.
Yeah, that's right. Deacon David,
No,
you work with these oils.
You go.
You
with
do
it.
work with these oils, though,
Yeah.
right? So,
One's, gosh, now the IOSC.
You can cheat, you can go look.
and,
They're
well,
right
I
there.
know. I don't know. Okay, I don't know what the initials are off the top of my head. I
Here.
had to look at them.
OI,
but they
so
are
that's the
oil
infirmed.
oil for the infirm.
Yep.
So we use that when we do the anointing of the sick.
OI, oil for the infirm.
Oil of the infirm.
OC,
Oil of the catechumenate. So we anoint people with that before baptism.
Yeah.
Or right
Exorcism.
after
okay.
baptism.
And
SC.
SC.
Yeah. So that's sacred chrism.
Right. That's the one that smells nice. 'Cause
That's also used.
very
That's used
powerful.
at baptisms for infants
Yeah.
and for what's it called? Confirmation. The sacrament of confirmation.
Exactly.
Okay, I was
Yeah.
confirmed here at St. Benedict,
Yeah,
and
there
that
you
was
go.
the oil.
Right.
And man,
That's
it
the one that smells really, really
amazing.
good.
Yeah.
It actually, believe it has some frankincense in
Oh,
it.
okay, cool.
Or maybe not. No, I could be mistaken about that.
Well, we'll have to look that up. Someone
Great.
I'm sure will be able to tell us.
Cool.
Now, of course, the other question that's always here when we come about Epiphany or Revelation is the revelation of the socks.
Socks. Let's reveal the socks. This is what everyone keeps coming back for. So
You always go last.
I
so
always go
you
last.
first.
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe that's it. Maybe it's the
know.
order.
It's
Yeah.
the order. Okay, that's
Yeah.
the
He's
thing.
like, ta-da.
Okay. Here it is. So these are some Christmas-themed socks, since we are still in Christmas season. They are, I believe, those are sloths on giant candy canes, which I
they're
feel like
beavers.
kind of,
Remember beavers?
which I feel kind of like
Are they
it,
seriously
it
sloths?
summarizes my life.
They are
That's
sloths.
the summary of my
Napping.
life.
Yeah, the animal of naps.
Yeah. Christmas. Yeah, there it
it's
is.
a
So
polar bear
taking
off the
sloth.
tree.
That's me. All right, what do you got?
I have the Finlayson special. Kate
Oh.
and Dave and Jennifer and the boys.
Look at
They're
those.
Halifax Wanderers socks.
Oh yeah! Shout out to the
Aren't
Halifax
they?
Wanderers
They're
local
beautiful.
soccer team.
Anyway, thank you to the Finlaysons.
Thank you for that revelation of that. I was thinking Wanderers. What?
Wanderers.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
Halifax
great.
Wanderers, which is our local
Well, those are your
football
choices.
club.
Football club. There you
Yeah.
go.
Local football club, the Halifax
Yeah.
Wanderers, beautiful looking Argyle sock,
Yeah.
or the animal of naps, the
you go,
sloth,
napping.
riding candy canes. No, maybe he's napping on a candy cane.
Yes.
If you're a footy fan,
Yeah.
If
Excellent.
you like naps. Or dinosaurs.
Or dinosaurs. And on the idea of puppets, we'd love to now invite you to join Laura O'Rourke, our children's minister with SBP Kids Online Church that is just about to start, and have
All right.
a lot of fun.
have a wonderful week.
See you next week.
Bye.